this is a nice and international crowd for you guys. If you ever go to Latvia, in Latvia, they actually have two, or at least more than one internet. In Latvia, it's internets with a plural S at the end. So you can choose when you log on. No, sorry, I know humor doesn't translate very well in Zoom, but I remember going to I've been many times to Riga, and then if you go to the hotel lobby, it says internets, like several internets. But I think it's because most foreign words you put a plural S on or an S on in Latvian. So it seems like there would be one that all of us uses, and then we have another one that only Al Gore uses, and then another one that the Russians uses, and actually that they're splitting up the internet. So
you're correct. We don't have any. We don't lack an internet connections here.
That's good.
We have one more only for locals.
For locals and for foreigners.
Okay, that's good.
Sure, I'm going to share the link again.
So we're getting closer to the end of the academy.
Excited.
Yeah.
Monday we have the competition. I am so excited for you guys. Yes, because
2 minutes, 5 minutes.
How you organized these pitches in the real life last year or in previous years?
Oh, completely different. We, yeah, I can tell you a bit more about that when you finish the. I can also start now if you can concentrate. I don't know if you guys can concentrate on both filling out the questionnaire and.
We can.
You can.
yeah, maybe go for it because at least it's not that boring.
Yeah. So, since 2012, since November 2012, we've had the Creative Business Cup with the global finals, where we bring together not only the startups, but also investors, jury members, and experts, and we bring them all together and have this event. We were 17 countries in 2012 when we started, and in 19 we were around 60, 65 countries participating. And also in 19 we moved the finals from November to end of June. It was because in November, end of November in Denmark, we originally put it there because that's when the Global Entrepreneurship Week takes place. I don't know if you heard about that event, but there's something called the GEW, the Global Entrepreneurship Week. And that's always in November. That's why we had placed ourselves there. But we realized that the Tivoli Gardens were closed and the weather was bad, and it wasn't really a nice time to show off anything in Denmark. It was dark. The sun would get up at maybe at 9 or 10 in the morning, and then it would go down at 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So in 19, we moved it to the summer. And we're all excited. We got a great jury. We got great startups coming in. We also had these special sessions on cross-sector innovation when it came to, for example, food, in health, and a number of different like topics that we were focusing on: women's entrepreneurship, Africa, etc. And then came this epidemic that made us that we had to postpone the global finals in 2020. And we had hoped that we this summer, next week, that we could hold an actually physical event. We have all the facilities. Maybe Danielle, you can turn the camera. No, yeah, I can turn the camera.
Okay, we will check the tickets, no problem.
So here is actually a big event space that has room for, well, there we go. Why can't I go?
We will fit in. It's okay. It looks fine.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, an event space with some room for 25,000 people, which should be enough, huh? So we got it all ready, and then we decided, since many of you will not be able to finish your vaccination programs, and there'll be restrictions in traveling, and it would be unfair if some of you would be able to show up and pitch and talk to the jury members, and some of you wouldn't be able to show up and pitch and talk to the jury members. So to make it fair and transparent for everyone, we decided to make it also this year a digital event. There are some advantages of that as well. There are some studies that show that that the distance, that making it digital will make it more rational also. The jury members will be less prone to emotional decisions. They won't be, it will be more a rational choice when they look at who should win and giving grades and all that. Apparently, there's some studies that show that you can better predict the success of a startup if there is no real contact between someone that evaluates the startups and the pitch and the actual startup. But hey, I think we live in a real world, and a lot of other stuff is also important. The contact is also important. And Create a Business Cup was never just about a competition and winning and all that. It was so much more about the networking, and that number 5 or number 25 or 35 can be just as successful as the winner. Actually, of the Danish CBC finalists, I think only, how many have we had? 9 so far. I think 2 of them have already gone out of business. So it's difficult to say that just because you're number 1, you will also be successful later. There are some things about live pitching that I hope you are aware of, and you will be aware of, especially if you're a woman. If you're a female founder, you will be asked some different questions that are not necessarily good for you. There are lots of studies on that, and that's actually a pity, because there are also studies that show that if you're a female founder, the likeliness of you being a success and also being a successful startup in 3 or 5 years from now is much higher than if you're a male founder. Sorry guys, but we are the ones, we are actually the weakest sex. We are the ones that go to prisons. We are the one that create startups that fail and all that. So, but still, most of the investors will invest in male founders because they're also men. I think you should, if you want to look more into that, we should. We have actually a webinar on that, on the whole issue of the lack of funding for female founders. I can also give an example. I don't know if I told you that already, but we had in 2019 also we had a startup from Bahamas called PO8. And the guy from PO8, his startup is about marine archaeology and the blockchain. So if you were diving and you found a site, then you could, say, I found it, it's my site, and put it on a ledger. So, and he was actually quite successful already. He'd already been to Copenhagen, invited by the Maersk transportation company, shipping company, and also the IDB had seen him. He had investors from Los Angeles and all that. He made his pitch, and they asked questions. And after the pitch, he went up to all the female jury members and asked, "Did you understand it? Did you get it?" And of course, afterwards, the female jury members came up to me and said, why the hell did he ask that question? And of course, I went up to him and said, why did you ask that question? Because it seemed like he thought that the women weren't, bright enough to understand what is the
Stereotypes.
But it was because they didn't ask any questions. They asked questions. The men in the jury asked questions to him, and the women didn't. So he was concerned, and that might be an honest and just concern, that they hadn't understood the concept really. And that's why he went up and asked them. And by accident, those that didn't ask questions were all women. So there can be these misunderstandings that can be, well, they can happen in all situations, in online and offline. But actually, it's not a problem to organize it physically. What we do is we divide it into tracks, as we're doing also on Monday. So there are different tracks with different jury members in. And we try to make sure that it's a balanced, both a balanced group of startups and a balanced group of jury members, so that we don't have all the, let's say, all the European startups in one track and all the African in another, or everyone about food in one and everyone about play and learn in another. We try to make sure that they're all well mixed, and also, and because there is, some of you will be really good, you have a really good business idea and are really good at explaining it also. So some of you will be top of the list. And we have to make sure that you're well spread among the different jury groups. So actually what's happening on Monday is very much mimicking what would have happened in any case, where there are different jury groups and different startup groups. And then at the end of the day, I will meet with a lead from each jury group. So in each jury group, there is one person that I know very well, and who knows me very well, and who knows what we are thinking when we say startups in the cultural and creative industries. And we also, what good can it do for the world, and what good can we do for the startups? So usually each jury group will come up with some startups that they are certain that should go to the semifinals, that they know that these 1, 2, or 3 startups, they have to go to the semifinals the day after. And then there will be 1 or 2 startups that they call wild cards. Since there are 4 tracks for 2021 and 2 tracks, I believe, for 2020, of course, we have to make sure they can't all come with 5 startups, because then we'll have 20 startups doing semifinals the day after, and that's a lot of pitching to listen to. So at the end of Monday afternoon, I will meet with the different jury leads and listen to who they propose should be their top 5 or top 3. And this is how we then end up with the semifinals, group of semifinalists. So on Monday it will be on the different tracks, and in each track there will be some that are very experienced, have been with other Creative Business Cup global finals or national finals, so they know not only what we're looking for, but also to sometimes, to be honest, you guys will, even though you've been through the academy, will not be good enough at explaining what it really is that you are, what's the unique idea. You've been so confused with all the things we've been telling you, or what other people have been telling you, that you actually forget to say the basics. And then sometimes there will also be jury members that will actually be good at pulling that out of you in a way. How can I, for example, there was a Danish initiative called the Human Hotel. Human Hotel is, and this is actually, I said, oh, so it's Airbnb meets LinkedIn. So like if you have a big dentist conference, you would organize so that the dentists from around the world would stay with local dentists in Denmark, for example. So it's but this Airbnb meets LinkedIn. So you would stay with people that share the same interests as you. For example, we have a film festival, then the foreign filmmakers and actors would stay with the local film makers and actors, which is a pretty darn good idea, rather than them at hotels and elsewhere. And we actually wanted to do that in 2019 with all the startups, so that the foreign startups will all stay with people in Copenhagen that would share their interest in their particular area and maybe, form business partnerships. We haven't done it yet for our particular, because we know that you guys don't really want to socialize when you're preparing your pitches. So it's not good to put you together with someone who really wants to talk with you and you just want to, improve and prepare your pitch. But this is just an example that there will also be jury members there that will try and get something out of you that you might not have realized. Now I haven't, because I'm the founder and all that, I try to be very Scandinavian in this and not get involved in any of your businesses, or not to know too much about you, to be honest. And that's because I don't want to be influenced. I want to be neutral in this. I'm not in the jury. I want to be, providing a platform for you to promote yourself, a network for you to connect with, investors that can finance you, all these things. That's what I want to provide. I don't want to be, have special knowledge about something and promote some over another at all. Of course, I'm always happy when the winner, I'm always a promoter of an underdog, so I was happy when it was finally not a European startup that won the global finals in 2017. Otherwise, it's kind of like, and I would love to see, now we've had Asia and Europe win, would like to see an African or a Latin American startup win the global finals. But of course, that is not something that I decide or have anything to do with, nor will I say it to the jury members. So, but that's just what I hope that can emerge one day, that it's much more diverse in the top. You could say we lost diversity in the top 5 in 19 because all the top 5 were by female founders. I can't remember all of them, but we had Lapi from Denmark win with a female founder. We had Finland. Did you have Finland pitch at the academy? No, she wasn't part of the academy, was she? CBC Finland? No, Jenny. Okay, so and Korea, South Korea was also a female founder, and then there were 2 others I can't remember, female founders as well. So that year we really saw, and that was not because I had said anything, that was just because those were the best. What else can I say? I am, of course, really irritated by the fact that we can't all meet here, that we can't all get together and we can't, have a beer afterwards or go down to the harbor and jump into the harbor. And we have some fantastic pictures from 2019 of some of the participants floating in the harbor, taking it easy, or biking through this field that's nearby, or climbing up the mountain, Copenhagen, that we have, the skiing hill we have. We can ski even during the summer. So of course, I'm really bummed about that. And we're really trying to make the best out of this digital format. That said, you're always welcome anytime here in Copenhagen. Let us know if you stop by. For example, on tomorrow, Creative Business Cup Kenya from 2018 will participate. Will come here and visit us. He's in a program now. He works with recycling of plastic and making it into 3D filament. And so Dennis is coming he's been here. I think almost a week, but he's been in what do you call that? Isolation. Quarantine. He's been at quarantine. So we'll come here to the office. We'll meet, and later on I'll go out to the Copenhagen Hill and climb the mountain together with him while we film it. So of course, if you have an opportunity to come, you're always welcome. I know that some of you in the group asked if you could come for the finals next week, and of course you could, but you would have to find somewhere else to pitch from. I mean, we have the rooms, of course, but it wouldn't be. We're not accommodating an audience as such, or this year, simply because then some of you might get some extras and others wouldn't. We will be in a different location called Volume, and also you should know that the event is called Bright on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because you are bright people, bright minds. You have bright nights. The sun, it doesn't really get dark, very dark at night for the moment. That must be difficult.
That's so weird. I have never experienced such thing in my life.
Yeah, when suddenly the sun at 4 o'clock the sun is up and you go, what? The birds are chirping, and it's really confusing for people who haven't lived with that before.
I feel that I have an extra day after work.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So what did I want to say? Yeah. So also a lot of other things are happening. So go join the sessions and talk to the speakers and listen to them, etc. If you're in health, join the health session. If you're in fashion, join the fashion session. Get so much more out of it, and also stay involved in the community in thisis.cvnet.com, because this is the digital part of it, but also keep connecting. That's what that will at the end of the day do you good. I think you should come and see it like a bank account, in a way. I see you, Rico. Yeah, I see. It's kind of like a bank account where you pay in, you help people out, and you don't really think about it. You help out, and then one day you might need some help yourself, or some good advice, and then you have some people to contact. I always try to be human and helpful as much as I can. Of course, we sometimes be overloaded by emails and text, etc., but always accessible and try to be helpful. And we have a question.
And also a comment. So one thing, what I'm hearing here, and what actually is missing, and it's really bad, it's a networking. Because you mentioned some startups in all around plastic and recycling and sustainability. And shout out to everyone who is doing their business regarding sustainability, plastic, environment. Please connect me. I'm especially interested in companies who are coming from Asia and Africa, because that's in our kind of roadmap to start to cooperate and work over there, not in Europe. So that's one thing. And another is, it's more like comment, or maybe we can make it in the next week. It's like a speed dating. I mean, today we had a great session where we had to pitch to each other, and then we could say what I like or what I didn't like about your pitch. But what's missing is speed dating, because then we could learn from what exactly who is doing, and to find some kind of common businesses, or even in some projects join together and go against the big corporates and win the world.
Actually, you can. First of all, great comments, fantastic comments, and I really hope that this is cvnet.com. You can actually also go in and find a topic called sustainability. Whether we have plastics and recycling, I'm not sure is a topic, but you can also then say, let's make a group on that, and then we could ask you to moderate it, to upload or to post news about plastic and recycling, we could take some of these news and put it on the website. We could invite more people in. We could do webinars. Remember, we're very much open arms. We call it not open source, but open arms. So if you want to drive a group of startups and investors interested in recycling and plastics, then you're very, very welcome. And we will then support you with, pulling in different startups and also investors that are interested in that specific field. So if you have some of those, let us know. You all have my telephone number, my direct private telephone number in the WhatsApp group. And so you can all actually text me and say, Rasmus, what about this area? What about this subject? I'm looking into opening, I would like to go to the European market. What should we do? Or the Chinese market or Saudi Arabia. I don't know if you heard that. If you heard that in Saudi Arabia, people don't move enough. So they need to move more, and they're also opening up for tourism. So if there are any of you startups that have anything that gets the blood running and the pulse up, I know that there are accelerators, etc., in Saudi Arabia that are interested in that. They're also interested in tourism, sustainable tourism, and especially in Saudi Arabia. So that is another example of where we can try and help. So text me and let us know. And by the way, I don't get insulted at all if you write me again, and you shouldn't get insulted if I don't answer you right away. So if you say, Rasmus, I sent you this email 2 or 3 days ago or whatever, could you answer please? Then please do so. Although I have Nasia that also reads my emails, she doesn't always know how to delegate them and how to help out with it. But yeah, you're welcome to just keep pushing. So yeah.
Yeah. So I just have a final reflection and feedback that I would like to ask you guys.
But Piotr has a question. There will be investors at the event. Actually, many of the jury members are investors. So, and there will also be a special investor event. I know Asil also has a question, right? But let's, yeah, I think we should probably do the Menti first. I don't want to, I'm not the boss here. That's Daniela.
I'm the boss.
Yeah, in this case, it's Daniela.
At least in the Creative Business Academy, I'm the boss.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so just a final reflection and feedback because I really want to hear your comments. Please grab your cell phone or another browser and go to menti.com. Insert the code that, one of you already put in the chat. Thank you. Okay, I can see like 5 people are in there. If you go, the rest of you can go to menti.com and insert the code.
And if you don't do it, we're just going to wait until you do it. And it'll be a long evening.
Okay. Let's start with the first question. It's going to be only, I think, 4 questions. 5 is not going to be that long. What is your most valuable takeaway from the entire academy? All the sessions, what is the most valuable for you? Business network, be bold, okay. Networking, honestly, got motivated, making a network, feedbacks, be on point, the story and why, great. Meeting like-minded creative entrepreneurs. Network, a lot of people are posting networks, so you have a place to grow your network in the community. That's why we call it community, because we really want to all the creative minds be in there.
And I'm the one that put the silly comment. It's from a TV series called Absolutely Fabulous.
What comment? Okay.
I always try to mess with Daniela's mind.
Yeah, always. All the time. Okay, great. Let's go to the second one. Can you give me please a comment about our speakers? Can be general, or if you have someone that actually was great for you, just you can write the name. Misha was great. Rasmus is amazing. Mark, yes, I know that. But that is your own fault.
That's my own comment.
But that's on you.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, Auntie was great today. It was Auntie's session. Misha was great. Nicolette was amazing.
That's the fourth time.
I know. I'm messing with you.
Yeah. What about Nicolette? What about Amy? Safa Sharif.
Daiva from Lego. Choma. Remember, Choma was amazing. Choma was so inspirational.
How many of them did what we asked them to do? We asked them actually to be very interactive. And I have a feeling that didn't really go that well. It doesn't say what Daniela is. Oh, phenomenal host.
Hi, thank you. I'm trying sometimes. Okay, great. I can see 15 answers. And of course, we always want to improve. So if you want say something about it, you can just post it here. And remember that all of these answers are totally anonymous. I don't know who is writing who's what, so you can just write whatever you feel like we need to improve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
We could also record everything and you could just watch the recordings, give you some text, and then do some testing. No, but why can we improve? We can make it cheaper.
Yeah.
We could pay you to participate.
They want to make a reunion next year.
Yeah.
Not physically. So.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Great comments.
Really good comments.
Yeah.
Who did legal and IPR?
Christina.
Wasn't it good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Network session, more exercise. Longer work session. Okay, wow. We used to have 4.5 hours, and in that academy, everybody told me that they need to have a shorter session. So, okay. Well, we can do that. Great. Thank you so much for your comments. And how likely would you recommend the Creative, I'm sorry, it says Creative Business Academy?
written the industry policy seminar.
Sorry, that's my mistake.
Okay.
It's Create a Business Academy.
Who gave us a low vote? Someone is pulling us down.
It's fine.
Let's stop now while we're still above 9. Next question. Well, that's good.
And I really want to know how you feel right now. I was reading a comment that someone is getting a little bit anxious or nervous about the competition.
And Asil also had a question.
You're muted.
Well, my question was, so we know that on Monday we've got a 3-minute pitch. I was wondering for those who would qualify for the semifinals, what is the requirement?
The same.
3-minute pitch is the same one.
Yeah. It's because we don't want you to suddenly having to change the format, and so you use the same pitch, and you even do use it in the finals as the same. So, but the questions might be different.
Okay.
Obviously, since the jury for the semifinals will be some from Monday, but not all from Monday.
Okay.
So just prepare one pitch that's good and convincing.
So will there be some kind of what do you call it, like a rubric, like how much focus the jury will be focusing on the creativity, innovation, the impact, the business model? Like, is there some kind of rubric system to?
Yes, I believe. I don't know actually what was sent out to you, but I'll make sure that there is that overview that the jury members will have. But what we have been teaching you and the pitches that you have made, I'm pretty sure are the right ones.
Okay.
But of course, the jury, I have never experienced a jury that just agreed on everything. You know, they sometimes have huge discussions and leave the jury room as enemies almost. But I think you'll be fine with the pitches that you have prepared for now. I remember in 2017, we had the Lebanese startup called Build It. I don't know if you know Build It, but
yes, Ryan and Wael, yeah.
Yeah, so they make you mix different things, and then you can build houses. You can learn how to build a house.
Well, I do have a startup that has to do with architecture for kids by learning by doing, but it's totally different from Built It, because Built It originated because of construction game, but then it took this turn into the creative and architecture. I'm a big fan of their work. I have one right here somewhere.
Yeah. I also have big packs of them, and they also
but in my business is very complimentary. Yeah.
Yeah, but my point is with Build It, there was a jury member from a country where they speak English that was very dominant in the jury group and very well spoken, and was very much, you know, oh, Build It, it's messy. No one wants anything messy. Yeah. And so the rest of the jury had really to you know, speak up and say, we don't all live in an app world. We live in a real world, and messy things can also be. And it's true, it's messy to work with Build It things. You get stuff all over you if you're not careful. So they strongly disagreed on what was a good business. But Build It ended up as, I can't remember. It was
third in place. Yeah.
Third place in 17.
Yeah.
Despite that initial statement by a jury member, and then there's also, of course, always discussions on what is creativity, and
Yeah.
here we have it also pretty much squared out, and
Yeah.
something that's completely new and amazing in one region or in one country will be old news in,
Yeah.
in another region or country. So.
Well, do you know what? I come from an architecture background, and I think that we often say that the best presentations are those that spark debates. And I have witnessed and survived too many debates myself. So yeah, I totally understand. Yeah, but I was just thinking out of, because it's a creative business, of course, and the creativity part, unfortunately, could be very subjective, even though I still think the subjective part should be a small part of it, because there are real design problems and real design solutions, and it's not really very subjective. It's, it could be validated and improved, and, so, but yeah, the part where it's the business model part and how we translate our ideas into, what mainly worries me is the 3 minutes. For me, it's a journey of 15 years, and putting it in 3 minutes. Yeah.
I'm sure you can do that. And it's not just for us, the 3 minutes. Making people understand why what you do is important.
Yeah.
Not just for you, but for them and for others. That exercise can be really, really difficult. To put yourself in someone else's shoes and make them understand and comprehend things that they don't really want to hear about, that they're not really interested in. But you have to go to their place, go in rhetorics. You have to walk over the bridge to them and speak on their terms. There's another rhetoric suggestion that you can do is to give them a vaccination. If there is something that you know that most audience will object to, that you know that they will say, oh, but whatever, then you might actually want to bring it up in a very short, and so you actually take that out of their minds early on. If there's something that they will, I often have to do that, because when I go to people and talk about the cultural and creative industries, I usually drop cultural and just say creative industries, because otherwise, if I use some of the other words, they think it's all CSR and not really business. But we forget how much of our business actually have a rooting in craftsmanship and in arts and in culture as the way we interact and what we do as humans. So I think, for example, the pandemic that we have all experienced will have had a great impact on our cultural interactions and we'll probably see it also in the products and services from the creative sector, in our movies, in our TV series, in the music, in the books, in all the things that we consume. So yeah.
Okay, I just want to ask you if everybody can turn off the cameras, because I know the photo in the survey wasn't yours, but I don't have with everybody, cameras on. Eduardo, Salamatu, and the other one can just open their camera.
And Francis, I just saw your video on YouTube.
Maybe they're okay.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, but turn on your camera anyway.
Okay, I will
Thanks.
shortly.
Yay, yay, over here. Now we just need Salamantu. Where's Salamantu from? That's sure.
Hello.
Nigeria.
Oh, Nigeria, yeah, that's right.
You can turn on your camera.
Good afternoon.
Excellent, thank you, Salamantu. Thank you.
Okay, everybody smile.
Now we're taking a picture. Group photo.
Yay.
Great, thanks.
Awesome.
It's actually good to see you guys also.
Yeah.
It's really good to see who's behind it, behind the the camera.
Yeah, why are you so shy? Why do you already turn on your camera? Come on. Okay, I don't know. We have one more question, right?
I've got a question, if I may. So is it going to be like 3 minutes strict with gong at the end and, cut off the presentation? Or if there's going to be like 5 seconds more, is it okay? 3 minutes sharp.
Sharp.
With gong.
Yeah.
With cut. Okay, perfect.
It's a gong or if it's a bicycle like bell, ding ding.
Ding ding. Okay. Cool.
I also have a question.
Yeah.
I was wondering about the slides. It was mentioned that they're supposed to be 10, just so that you can get through the 3 minutes properly. So I wanted to know, should we have a slide that's speaking to the ask? Should we put an ask in it? Because from the email sent, there were like 5 areas to talk about. So just wanted to make sure so that as I prepare the 10 slides, is an ask supposed to be there or what? Is it more of an investor pitch or how is it?
It's if you have an ask, I would say you wanna tell the jury about your business and why this is an important business and a good business, and if you want to have asks in, of course you could say, I mean, it's not like an investor pitch when, and I'm looking for $1 million and that will take me from here to there. That is not what it is, but you can of course also say, we are aware, because that shows that you're realistic. We are aware that to get from A to B, we need this and this, because otherwise, this is part of the vaccination of the jury. That you can say that that we know that we need these and these, and we know that our team needs someone who's excellent at that. That is something you can do, and that is indirectly an ask. But it's not so that you have to say, and therefore I asked to win the Creative Business Cup. Not like that. That is not necessary.
Oh, okay. No, thank you. Thank you for that clarity.
Fabrizio, do you have a question? Someone?
No.
Okay. Okay, great. So that's it. We finished the academy. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here, and I wish you the best of luck. And of course, we can keep in contact, and please do it in the community. And the WhatsApp group is going to be there, whatever you want, and we're here, whatever you feel like it. And yeah, Fabrizio, you have a question?
Yes, now I have a question. It will be 3 minutes for every round, right? I mean, 3 minutes for the first stage, and 3 minutes in the semifinals, and 3 minutes in the finals.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
have one. Sorry. Maybe it's too soon, but I believe that everybody of us has deserved some round of applause, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So please consider this as one step, what you can get out of Creative Business Network. Hopefully you'll have a good time Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Hopefully you will find it worthwhile to stay connected with us. And this is not some kind of scheme where later on we'll start charging you for this and that. We're trying to keep everything we do free for startups, and trying to find sponsors and foundations and countries and governments to pay for the activities that we do. I cannot exclude that there might be some events where for investors or others that we might charge, but for now we are doing everything free of charge. Most of it paid by Danish taxpayers, but also by European taxpayers and some other foundations corporations, mainly in the Scandinavian region. But if you know of some in your country, if you want to organize something specific on a certain area, let us know. I mean, we're open for it. For those of you in Africa, the Tony Emulele Foundation, they're really difficult to get hold of. For those of you in North America, Ford Foundation, yeah, we're looking into different funders so that we can keep things free for you guys.
Yeah, that's right.
We're also looking for in Danish, we have an expression called ildsjæle, which means fire souls, souls on fire, that would like to run with certain topics, just like our friend from Latvia mentioned with recycling or plastics, that could say that we would like to front this to become like ambassadors. That means that let's take an example like health, for example, creativity and health. I'm right now talking to several people that would like to be the ones that upload research, reports, stories from other startups that organize webinars, that make sure that we have that area represented at Bright 2022 and all that, and come up with great ideas that we facilitate. So if you have something that you would like to be like ambassador or a fire soul for, then let me know. Write to me in the WhatsApp group. Think about it till tomorrow and send me a message. It could be a topic, it could be an area, mental health of youth and children.
Yeah, very specific one.
The GCC countries, if you know what that is.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything, yeah.
Thank you guys so much. I really wish you the best of luck, and let me know if you have another questions. And yeah, good luck.
Last one. I just I forgot about asking it before. Sorry for prolonging it. You mentioned that after 4 or after part of, if we take part in most of the classes of the workshops, there we can have some kind of badge of finishing it, right?
Yeah, the certification. Yes, I'm going to send you a link because I want you to do one more thing for us.
No strings attached, right?
Send you a survey, but it's going to be like a little bit more extensive. That's why I didn't do it here. And of course, everybody is going to receive via email the certification
Perfect. Okay. So thanks. So goodbye.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.